What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tapped 209. It's me, it's Drew. I got Alvin and K Mud here. Thank you all for coming back. I know we just posted on Monday, so thank you for coming right back around on Wednesday. This week it's pretty self-explanatory. We got week 9, looking at week 10. Our John's Player of the Week, recapping last week's game of the week, our heat check, and then we will be talking a little bit of playoffs at the end of this episode. We also do have a very special interview towards the end of this one as well. With that, I will take you away with the SJ2A. Chavez on the road gets a 35-0 win over McNair. Elijah Walker was, back to himself. 10 for 14, 170, 3 touchdowns and a pick. I believe that's only his 3rd interception of the year, which is still amazing. Joel Donnell, 8 carries, 44 yards, got in the end zone twice on the ground, and then had a 58-yard catch through the air for a touchdown as well. Demarion McDonald, 10 tackles and 4 TFLs. Chavez had a total of 20 TFLs this game.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. West loses at home in a thriller, 35-28, over Bear Creek. Bear Creek, what is that? 4 in a row? 4 on the year, 3 in a row.
4 in the year? Okay,
Woo!
That is
okay.
amazing.
Get
4
some
more than last year.
momentum. Bruins getting some momentum. Love it,
Coach
love it.
Hampton really doing his thing in the last half of this year, turning the year
Yeah.
around.
Mhm.
Franklin goes on the road, finally picks up a win in league against a winless Western Ranch, 40-6. On the Franklin side, it was Miguel Pulindo was 12 for 24, 184, and 3 touchdowns, as well as 9 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. Aiden Rackley was the guy on through the ground and through the air. 9 carries for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns with 4 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown through the air. Alvin, take us away with the VOL.
All right, first game we had Patterson playing Manteca. Manteca wins 40-7. Manteca was led by quarterback Owen Gully, who had a career high 299 yards and 4 touchdowns. On the receiving end, Quinn Martinez, I think, had his best game of the year at 9 receptions, 180 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Rushing the ball, Nico Juarez, 14 carries, 117 yards, and 1 touchdown. Next up, we had the Mustangs of Oakdale take on Sierra. Oakdale trounces Sierra 69-15. Wes Burford, 9 carries, 139 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also on defense, 4 tackles and 2 tackle for losses. Chase Lopez, the other back, 10 carries, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns. On the defensive end, Holden Carr, 6 tackles, 3 TFLs. Third matchup is Central Catholic versus Bantam House. Central Catholic runs away with it, 56-7. On the Central Catholic side, Max Medina, 5 for 5, 9 yards. Sorry, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 carries for 45 yards, and 1 touchdown. Caden McHenry, 4 for 6, 154 yards, and a touchdown. Jonathan Fuentes, 7 carries, 75 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Fresno State commit Ches Perino, 7 receptions, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 5 tackles. Colin Benninger, 2 receptions, 65 yards, and 1 touchdown. East Union was on a bye. Next up, TCAL. Take it
All
away,
right.
Carson.
To start it off, we had an Edison steamrolling over Kimball with the 50-14 lead game. And with our next game, we have Lincoln killing Lodi 38-7 win. Uh, next, we have the SM Tracy game. St. Mary's won 48-13. And with some Tracy stats, we have David Grisham. He had 13 carries, 61 yards. He also had 1 reception for 36 yards. With some St. Mary's stats, we had Jaden Galvan. He went 12 for 16, 225 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Ronan Carr went 2 for 3 with 22 yards and a touchdown. Kenny Moore had 4 receptions for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. Evan Horta, he had 7 receptions for 81 yards and 1 touchdown. And Jake Lucatello, he had 7 tackles, 5 TFLs, and 2 sacks. And with Landon McClendon Jr. adding on 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and 11 total tackles for losses.
Yeah, it was, all of these games were just completely one-sided, and it was the side that
Hmm
you would expect for all of them. It was a two quarterback day. I know Ronan for St. Mary's, Ronan Carr did get his first, I believe, varsity touchdown
hmm
of his career. So congrats to
Yep.
you. With that, it's game of the week. And it was a very good one. Stag at home against Tokay. They take the victory 24-21. I believe it's their closest win of the year, closest game of the year. You guys might have heard about it a little bit on Monday. With Coach Crocker, just saying that like this is what his team needed, especially getting ready for tomorrow's game against Chavez. Like having a close game like this, it was really good for his
hmm
student athletes. On the Tokay side, Jaden Barba, 9 for 20, 138 yards and an interception. Not an amazing day, but Amir Fleming, 36 carries, 186 yards and a touchdown. Levi Stockton had 2 catches for 60 yards, with Mason Addington with 4 for 59. On the Stag side, Alex Hinojosa, 8 for 14, 103, 2 picks. And Isaac Bunn getting the backs, 18 carries, 172, and 3 touchdowns. Have a day. And with that, before we get into our John's Player of the Week, let's hear from John's.
Today's episode is brought to you by John's Deli, the go-to spot for incredible Italian sandwiches and comfort food. We're talking fresh baked bread, premium meats and cheeses, bold flavors that hit the spot every single time. Whether you're stopping by for a quick lunch, grabbing dinner for the family, or planning to order a platter for game day, John's has got you covered. Don't settle for ordinary. Elevate your meal with John's Deli. With every bite is made with care. Swing by today and taste the difference. John's Deli is located at 2112 Pacific Avenue in Stockton, California.
Yeah, and with that, it's our John's Player of the Week, and it's going to go to Chase Perino. We talked about him just a little bit earlier. Seven catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns on the offensive side, also tacking on 5 tackles defensively. And with him, he is leading the VOL in yards with 3 yards short of 1,000,
Mm,
997.
I think you'll get it this week, Drew.
Yeah, I hope
Not
so. I
really.
hope he gets 3 yards. He is right there.
Yeah.
With that, let's move straight into week 10. Karsten, take us away with Tekin.
For their next game, we have Kimball. They're 3-6, and they're 1-3 in league. Going against Tracy, they're 4-5, and they're 2-2 in league. Last year, it was a 21-6 win.
Mm.
Kimball. For our next game, we have the 1-8 Lodi. They're 0-4 in league, with the 5-4 Edison going 3-1 in league. Last year, it was a 42 Edison win.
I see more of the same
Yeah,
this week.
absolutely.
This week
Yeah,
too. I don't see anything different.
no. And for our next and final game, we have the 7-2 St. Mary's, 4-0 in league, going against the 4-5 Lincoln. They're 2-2 in league. Last year, it was a 35-7 win for St. Mary's. And the last Lincoln win against St. Mary's was a 2005-2006 year.
Whoa, that's over 20 years ago.
Yeah, when
Hmm
I was looking up research for this game, I just kept going year by year by year, and I was just like, I'm gonna run out of pages on Max Preps because
I
they only
mean,
go to like 1995 is I believe when they started keeping track, and I'm gonna run out.
well, there's and the two coaches we had on earlier this week hit it on the head. I mean, yeah, it's always Lincoln St. Mary's quote unquote rivalry week, but if you win 20 in a row, it stops being a rivalry. You
Yeah.
Yeah,
know, it's like, okay, what's where do we go from here?
yeah,
This is strictly
hmm
I mean just football, right? Like it don't get
Yeah.
don't get my words twisted, but it's gonna be heated. It's always a good atmosphere, you know. It's going to be on Halloween. But I just see St. Mary's winning this game by at least 28.
Ooh,
You
Yeah,
know,
I
yeah.
don't know about that one.
I would agree with you. I don't think this
Hmm.
Lincoln defense can really can keep up.
I don't think
Really?
there's anyone in the TCal that can keep up. Unfortunately, you know, they got a lot of weapons, but and St. Mary's defense is tightening up. They
Yeah,
are tight, you
yeah.
know. So, uh, what do you think, Carson? What?
I just think the atmosphere around this whole game, it's just like I think it'll set. I think it'll set the tone before game. Like Lincoln, I think they're gonna have the upper hand, but overall, I think St. Mary's is gonna have the win by at least like 14 or 7, coming down to the last touchdown.
Ooh,
So that's because
Okay.
of the
okay.
great atmosphere Lincoln has.
I will agree with you there. I remember it was, I believe it was 4 years ago at this point, like when it was when Jonah Coleman was still at Lincoln.
Yes.
Like that game
Hmm.
was electric, and I would
I
Yeah.
agree with you that the atmosphere definitely brought out like a whole nother tier for Lincoln that made that game that close.
Hmm.
Lincoln had that. They had that
They
game
did.
won, and I remember that game sitting there. And
Yep.
at the end of that game, that linebacker makes an interception, and I see this guy, which I believe his dad, literally jumps over,
Yeah,
jumps over on the side, that runs on the field and gives his kid a hug. The game's not even over. There's still time on the clock. This guy jumped out of the stand and runs on the field and gives this kid like the biggest hug, and I'm like, oh, we're doing that
yeah.
now.
I
Okay,
remember seeing that too because you're just it's such an intense game and just it was all it was like one mistake that really made the difference in the game and it was that late game interception. Like Lincoln had it. We don't know why they threw the ball. Like
Derek Sir just ran on running the ball.
kick a
Yeah,
field goal and you're in.
Hmm.
Like you
Yep.
have the at the time the U of A commit in Jonah
yeah,
Coleman. Like you have the best running back in the section and you throw the ball and exactly what happens is you throw that interception. Yeah,
right.
I just remember seeing the dad like run onto the field. Like I don't think the play was over at that point.
No, like it was still going. It's like what the?
So, yeah, I think if it's anything close to what it was, 4 years ago, it's going to be exciting, but I believe between the three true rivalry games that we have
Hmm.
set up for this week, this is probably at the bottom in my
Yeah.
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. I agree.
So, with
Oh.
that, Alvin, take us away with VOL.
All right, we got Central Catholic. The Raiders play Sierra this year. The Raiders are 4-5-3-2. Sierra is 2-7 and has not won a game in league yet. Central Catholic won this game 47-14 last year. Um, Mountain House plays East Union. East Union is fresh off a bye. East Union is 6-3 and 2-3 in league. East Union won this matchup 48-19. I see East Union putting a whooping on this weekend. I see, Braden and company handling business and, hopefully getting a bowl game, if
Yeah,
not maybe a division
3.
three. Yeah, division three seed.
Yeah,
I see
I
Hmm.
would
in
I
division three.
would love to
So
see this East Union team continue to play.
yes, Braden
Yes.
Kamara, yes. So, lastly, if I had to pick a game of the week, it's between two games. Um, this is probably going to be, this Manteca Oakdale game. There will not be any passing this game. I would say the over under for total yards passing in this game is going to be
50.
it's going to be like 100 yards. I
Nine,
think
nine and a
it's just
half.
going to be I think there's going to be an over under of rushing, like over 400 combined. It's going to be this battle, and it's said time and time again this battle is going to be won in the trenches. Yes, it will be run one in the trenches. This is going to be probably the game to watch. Um,
Hmm.
Manteca's 9-0 undefeated, 5-0 in league, potentially the number one Division two seed. Um, if they win this game, Oakdale's 8-1. They're undefeated in league. This could bump them up, to a even higher seed in Division Two. Last year, Manteca won this game 36-24. This game will be decided by I would say a touchdown.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Yes.
And so I think this is going to be the most exciting one for sure, the most at stake. Because
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's not.
This
This
ga-
is not confirmed at all. We will talk about this again a little bit later, but I think this is for the number one seed in Division Two in the
yeah, this
playoffs
game is in Oakdale or Manteca.
at Oakdale.
It's at the Corral.
So
Okay.
I think Oakdale really could find a way to squeak this one by.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm
I
going
like
to
Oakdale.
agree. I'm going to agree with you.
So
It's West Burford's last home game. I think he
potentially
goes out. Yeah, true, true. Let's say last
regular
regular
season. There
season
we go.
league home game. I think he's going to go out with a bang.
Absolutely. Expect
You
him to
know,
get 35 carries minimum.
yes,
Ooh.
yeah. Oh yeah,
So
no, he's going to be the workhorse.
Hmm.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
35 carries is normal. To that guy, man.
I know.
You know.
So
I think what Manteca's gonna have to be careful of is gonna be Richard Lopez, the wide receiver who runs those jet sweeps,
yeah,
because they will just pop that in,
Hmm.
once every 7 8 plays, and if you're not watching him, he's
it's a
gonna hit the
touchdown.
end around and it's a touchdown.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. For Oakdale,
um,
their last win was the 2017-18 season. It was they split that year 1-1 against Manteca. But Manteca's win was just so much better because that was in the Division Three section championship. Manteca won that
mm,
one.
Hmm.
Oakdale was the one seed at the time, and they Manteca lost it in the regular season. But revenge. It's always hard to play a team twice and win
yep,
twice.
Hmm.
So it's what it
okay,
was. I got you guys at the SJ2A. Franklin, a pair of 1-5 teams in league. Franklin versus West. West at home. These two teams will face off. Franklin did win this one 31-14 last year. Another pair of 3-3 teams between McNair and Bear Creek will face off this week as well. McNair did win this one 28-2 last year. Bear Creek's kind of been rolling though, so don't count them out. That one will be exciting. Bear Creek is hosting that one as well. Tokay will host a winless Weston Ranch. Tokay won this one 29-8 last year. I see the exact same thing happening
Hmm.
if this game gets played. And of course, last but not least, a game we talked about it a lot on Monday. 8-1 Stag, 9-0 Chavez at Chavez will be on Thursday. It was a 28-21 win for Chavez last year, but Stag has won the last 5 out of 6 since the 2019 season. So, I believe with, Elijah Walker at the helm, it can be possible. They obviously did it last year, but you're facing against Coach Eric Crocker now. So this team's going to play a little bit different. Last year, it was the Elijah Walker show, though. He was 18 for 24, 210, and 4 touchdowns, with his favorite receiver in Jackson Batch having 6 of those catches for 56 yards and a touchdown. So, for a lot of the people in the Stockton area, this is the game to go to. Thursday
yeah.
night, there's nothing to do. Go to this game.
Yes, I think. I mean, like they said earlier in the episode, they anticipate 5 to 6 thousand people at Stag for that game. I think that's an absurd
Crazy.
amount of people
And
at a
that's
football
amazing.
game.
That's
So
Massive.
amazing.
I also hope it's televised. Uh, but this thing should be, it is gonna be the game, in Stockton to watch. I
Absolutely.
believe it's got a
Hmm.
name. It's called the Don Norton rivalry game, named after the Stag head coach for a long time. I think he retired last
40.
year.
Yeah, I think he said
Yeah,
40 years on Monday.
yeah, and
He's
so
been
this
there.
is
He was there for 40 years. So
yeah, in some capacity. But I'm not gonna say who I think is gonna win. I think it's I honestly don't know. I mean, these teams
Mm-mm.
have, both, killer mentalities, and they're going this game. It's all going to be business. I think it's going to be a tight game. Um, I think this is good for our city. This is good.
Absolutely.
This is
Yep.
good for Stockton football.
Yeah,
209 football. Not normal,
absolutely.
not your normal St. Mary's Lincoln, games. This is good for our city to have something like this.
For
So,
sure.
Hmm.
So with that, let's hear from Coop right before we hit into our heat check and spitball a little bit about playoffs.
all right, every rep, every play, every moment, your hard work deserves to be remembered. That's where Cooper Flicks Photography delivers. From intense game day action shots to cinematic highlight videos, Cooper captures the drive, the hustle, and the story behind every athlete. Whether you're chasing college recruitment, building your brand, or just want to showcase your journey, Cooper Flicks makes you look like a pro. Book your session today on Instagram at Cooper Flicks Photography and turn your moments into highlights. Cooper Flicks Photography can be found on Instagram at Cooper.Flicks, two S's.
Yeah, of course, his will be in the description down below. So with that, let's get into heat check. At the 5, it is St. Mary's. They handled business like they've been doing,
Hmm.
so not really much to say. Alvin with 4.
Four, we keep Stag at four. Stag had a very hard fought win against Tokay. They were down. They had to come back to win in that game. So we're going to leave them in the number 4 spot.
Yep.
K Mud
And
with 3.
at number 3, we have Oakdale. Not much to say. They're just holding steady.
Yeah. And again, these last 2 teams have been undefeated all year. Number 2 is Chavez. I handled business again last week. Yeah.
And with number 1, we have the Buffaloes of Manteca. They
Hmm.
are undefeated in league. They have not lost a game. They have the matchup with Oakdale. At least 2 teams in our rankings will be dropping down. So
Hmm.
this is
Yeah.
time where the rankings will get shuffled up after this week, and then once we announce, or I'm sorry, once CIF announces the playoff seedings, brackets, and bowl games, then we will, give our updated rankings through the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, so for the playoffs, we will take all of the teams that we cover that are in playoffs and make a brand new heat check for you guys. And then as teams get eliminated, then they will not be on the heat check anymore. It's just kind of as simple as that. Um, so let's talk about playoffs just for a second. For those of you that don't know, it is instead of being a 1 through 16 bracket, it is now a 1 through 8. So one will play 8, 2 versus 7, so on and so forth. And the teams from 9 through 16 will now only play one game. So we call it a bowl game because it's kind of like college. You get your one extra game of the year. And so
It's
that's
your
kind of
one
how
and
the
done.
new, yeah, one and done. Doesn't matter if you win or
Hmm.
lose.
Yep.
So we're gonna call those bowl games. You call them what you want. But that's kind of how it's gonna be. So we're mainly gonna be focusing on Division Two because that's where we think a lot of these teams are gonna land. Manteca is probably gonna be in Division Two. Chavez is probably I can't remember who I saw it an ex post about this maybe a month or so ago. As long as Chavez stays undefeated, I believe they will get the 8 seed. So then that will be a good matchup between Chavez and Manteca. That will be a great one to see. We cover both teams. Oakdale should make Division Two, a high seed there. Stag, this game I believe is going to make the difference between if they get a Division Two bowl game or just squeak into the playoffs. And then of course St. Mary's will probably go right in the middle of Division Two.
Hmm.
So this game's exciting. I think the biggest change is going to be this Oakdale Manteca game because I believe this game is going to be for number 1 in Division Two.
I I disagree.
Oh.
I feel like if Manteca wins, they keep the number 1 spot. I feel like if Manteca loses, I think Oakdale goes into the 1 through 8, but I think St. Mary's wins, beats Lincoln, St. Mary's will go to the number one spot in Division Two.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I could
Yeah, I can
definitely
see
see
that.
it. I just don't know how.
Mm.
I don't see a 2-win team being there with
Two lost
especially.
teams.
We
Sorry,
lost.
yes, the two loss team. Yes, the losses are great losses. It's
That's
Oak Ridge and De La
Yeah.
Salle. Those are great
Mhm.
losses. Like
Yeah.
nothing to be ashamed of there. But I think like
right.
if Manteca's only loss of the year is to Oakdale, and they're both 9-1 at this point, um, I I don't see a reason Oakdale isn't the 1 seed. I think St. Mary's would
Hmm.
probably take the 3 seed and Manteca to the 2. I think if Manteca wins this game, it's probably going to be Manteca 1, St. Mary's 2, Oakdale 3 or 4,
Okay, so
potentially.
Yeah, I like that. Hmm.
so just the point of reference here. Um, Oakdale's only loss is to Sonora, and it was a whooping. Sonora 32-14. Sonora is undefeated this year. Sonora is, I mean, by the looks of it, scoring 40 something points a game. Um, they beat a good Turlock team. Beat a whooping on an Escalon team. Escalon's always good, but just have been handling business all year. The only team I think they had problems with this whole year that I see is Hilmar. But I can't see, just I can't put Oakdale ahead of St. Mary's only because St. Mary's lost to two legitimate programs, powerhouses. I don't know, De La Salle is De La Salle, right? That's what they do. Um,
Hmm.
uh, and Oak Ridge, right? That's the other loss. Oak Ridge is in literally the toughest conference league in Northern California, right? Rockland, Folsom, Del Oro, I believe. Is Jesuit in their league now too, I believe?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, I mean, come on. That's the powerhouse league in Northern California, you know. So I find it very hard to not think that St. Mary's won't get that number one seed if Manteca loses. So,
So
but
I'm looking at
yep,
Max
go
Prep
ahead.
standings right now.
Okay,
So for Division 2, their top 5 is Manteca, Chavez, Stag, Granite Bay, and St. Mary's. Those are their top 5.
that's the
Um,
rankings they got too.
for Division 2, yes.
Okay, okay.
Obviously Manteca and Chavez are 9-0, Stag's 8-1, Granite Bay is 7-2, as well as St. Mary's.
What is
Looking at
Oakdale in
Division
there?
3,
Oh,
Mm.
Merced leads Division 3 at 9-0. Wood Creek is 8-1, and then they have Oakdale at 8-1. So they're the third spot in Division 3. So what this is telling me is even if Oakdale wins this, they might still get a low spot in Division 2.
yeah, they don't want that.
No.
But I mean, they would rather stay in Division Three and
When I
get
say
a.
low spot, because so I'm Merced's probably going to move up to Division 2. They'll probably get a 7 seed,
Hmm.
maybe the
Yeah.
6. Wood Creek would probably get the 7. Chavez at the 8. I think if Oak
Mm.
Ridge wins, they might get the 5.
Yeah,
And then you go Manteca 1, Granite Bay 2,
St.
St.
Mary's
Mary's 3,
3.
and whoever the 4 would be. Figure out who the 4 would be.
Ag.
Potentially Stag. Maybe Chavez goes to the 7 and Stag to the 8. Who knows?
okay.
Who knows?
A lot of
It's going to be
stuff.
really exciting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So I believe there's going to be a bye week after this week. And with that,
yeah,
we are going to do our own little special episode. You guys will figure that out when the time comes. And we're going to break down playoffs, who we think can really take it. We'll probably just look at Division 2, Division 3, maybe Division 1, because I believe a couple teams will probably trickle in there.
yeah. I
That we
believe
cover.
they give out those seedings on Sunday afternoon, at some point. So
Okay.
I think it's a late Sunday afternoon that they release all their seedings and quote unquote bowl games. So a lot of stuff to shake out this weekend. So
Hmm.
Absolutely. So with that, let's not forget, we're going to get you right over to this special interview with Brady Brown. You're going to see him right now. What's up, everybody? We got Brady Brown in the house, Tracy High School quarterback, sophomore. He absolutely tore it up against Lincoln about 2 weeks ago. He went 8 for 8, 154 yards, 4 touchdowns. Brady, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well.
great,
Thank you for
great.
joining
Doing
us.
good.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I know it's, you're just wrapping up at the end of the year. For you guys, it's still, pretty busy, and everything like that. So we thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Mhm.
With that, can you just talk to us about that Lincoln game? Was there going into the game, did you guys' playbook and everything, like, did you know you're going to be throwing for this much? Because you typically don't really throw that
Mm.
often.
No, going into it, I thought we could run all over them. We were preparing for run and stuff, but we happened to get the passing game going, and it just kept flowing. And yeah, it was working out pretty good.
That's good.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
well, let's get right into it. What does your off season look like for you?
Off season, I did basketball last year, but I don't think I'm gonna do it this year. So just getting prepared for baseball, hitting the weights. As I mix in baseball, I'm doing football too, 7-on-7. I'm gonna start doing this year, and yeah, just hitting the weights mainly.
For
Hmm.
sure.
And how do you balance school and football?
Uh, it's tough sometimes, we'll have those long nights where you have a bunch of homework, but school comes first always, and you gotta
Yep.
get your homework done no matter what.
Absolutely. What does a typical week look like, day to day, every week look like going up to game day?
So Mondays we'll start off with some film, and then we'll go into offense, like check out their defense, their fronts and stuff. And then we'll go into like some defense, and then we'll hit the weights after their strength and conditioning coach, Vinny. And then Tuesday we'll go with some offense, some defense. That's a fully padded team. We go that Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then Thursdays is like a walkthrough, and then after we have team dinner. So yeah, just getting us prepared for the Friday.
Anything on the weekends?
No, just rest, recovery, drinking
Sure.
lots of water, compressions on your legs, stretching.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
What is preparation like for you on game days?
Game days, Friday, we get there at 8 a.m., have a team meeting, go through our goals and set some goals for our game. And then after through school, just stay low, listen to music, get settled in for the game, and just really lock in when it comes to game time.
Absolutely. Do you have any personal trainers, dietitians, anything like that you kind of use to work on yourself?
Yeah, John Combs with H4S. I go in there, run in the morning with them before school. I run with him one-on-ones. And then our strength and conditioning coach, Vinny, over there at APL, he does a great job providing us electrolytes, snacks during the game, halftime, getting us stretched out before practice and games. And yeah.
Mhm. Can you talk to us about players on offense, like the O-line, your running backs, or receivers?
Yeah, so our O-line's pretty young still. So left tackle, we got Donovan. Left guard Zayden, center Kane, right guard Mason, and our right tackle recently just got injured, so we're having someone step in for him,
Mhm.
Richie. So yeah, they protect me. They're good. Yeah, I love having a strong bond with them. And then my receivers, I got David Goulart over there at the Z, and then at the X, I got Juan Godoy. And then my running back who's been popping off, David
Grisham.
Grisham. That's my
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got tight bonds with my whole team, my whole offense. Gotta stay connected.
Is
Mhm.
is Grisham a senior, junior, senior?
He's a junior. So yeah,
Oh, okay. So you're
Mhm.
gonna have next year too.
yeah.
Okay,
So yeah,
awesome,
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah, we've been keeping track on him all year. I think
Mm,
we've called his name out for the last at least 3 weeks since
yeah,
he's been electric.
yeah. For sure. Love having a running back who could just run all over them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely takes,
Mhm.
some stress off of you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's a game day superstition that you have?
Uh, Not nothing much really. Listen to music, lay back music, chill music, getting really locked in for the game, settled down, and not too like antsy. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And do you have a mentor in your life?
Yeah, I'd say my dad. He's been there ever since I grew up. Teaching me
Mhm.
football as he played football at Tracy High as well. He played baseball, so yeah, he's really just teaching me the steps.
On baseball, what position do you play in baseball?
I'm a shortstop and pitcher.
Okay,
Mm.
gotcha.
So you said that you were a three-sport athlete. Now going to transition to, just football, baseball.
Hmm.
How do those, basketball and baseball, how do they relate into football and, keep you essentially an athlete?
Yeah, it keeps me in shape, definitely. It just gives me a option to go out there and be athletic. Like vision down the court is good. Plays, different plays, strategies, Yeah.
And when did you start playing football?
I started when I was 7. I played
Um,
Mountain House flag football. I played flag until 6th grade. Started playing tackle, and then ever since playing tackle.
what
Mm.
program? What program was it? Tracy High? Was it
Um,
Tracy?
6th grade, I was with the Tracy Raiders, and 7th and 8th grade, I went to Tracy Rampage.
Okay.
Huh.
Mhm.
Is there someone that you model your game after?
Uh, I'd say my dad. Yeah, I grew up watching him. Yeah,
Your dad was a quarterback at Tracy.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. His name is
David Brown.
okay, Dave Brown. Okay, gotcha.
And
Hmm.
do you have a favorite athlete of all time?
Uh, I go with Tom Brady. Just how much rings he's got, his mindset,
Yeah.
his mentality.
For sure.
Hmm.
What's your favorite game that you've ever been a part of?
Probably 8th grade year, our Turkey Bowl. We were playing against, I'm pretty sure the Pacific Islanders or something like that. I had a game-winning pick six on defense. So
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
yeah, that felt pretty
Yeah.
good.
And do you have a favorite sports moment you've seen live, like in person or on TV?
Uh, I'd say Giants, Patrick Bailey inside the park walk-off home run.
Yeah, that was insane. That was
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
So I know with the new rules of recruiting and everything, so it's a little bit early for you. But anybody like reach out to you at all?
No, not necessarily. Just trying to go to camps, get my name recognized.
Sure.
Mhm.
And
All right, we're gonna move. Yeah, go ahead,
oh,
Alvin.
just real quick, I like to give the programs, that got the athletes to where they're at, right? Like whether they played AAU somewhere or their, club ball. Who did you play your club ball with, um,
You
for
talking about
baseball?
baseball?
Yeah,
Baseball.
baseball. Yeah.
I started with Club All Star. Yeah, they had a great facility, great coaches and stuff. And then I went to NorCal U, who
Okay.
produced a
Mhm.
bunch of D1 MLB athletes. So yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Great.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna
Well,
move right into our
oh,
second.
real quick, one more question. I mean, I think we touched on you being an underclassman, a
Mhm.
little bit. How is that? I know you're playing. You said your team is pretty young, right?
Yeah.
But like, obviously, there's some older guys there, and how
Mhm.
has that been? Getting used to, being on a team with older guys, and
Yeah. So they just been teaching me the ropes, our seniors, David Goulart, Juan Godoy, and them, they really just been teaching me, as I played last year, a bunch of those seniors helped me out as they graduated, and it's just building a future for myself and getting better every year.
Yeah, do they
fantastic.
make it
Mhm.
easy for you to like, as a quarterback, you're pretty much the captain on the field. Like, do they make it easy for you to, be that leader on the field?
Yeah, for sure. They talk to me about things, go over different plays and stuff, and yeah.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Cool.
Good to
All right,
hear. All right.
now we're gonna enter into our rapid fire questions, anywhere from, a word to a sentence if you can.
Mm,
If there's a question that you want to extend on, go ahead. You can do it, but we're really looking for a word to a sentence here.
mm.
All right.
So
All right. First one. Do you prefer being shotgun or under center?
shotgun for sure.
Do you prefer a deep ball or a back shoulder fade?
Deep ball. Love launching it.
I'm sure you mentioned this guy already, but who's your go-to target when the pressure's on?
David Goulart.
Mm-hmm.
And for a pre-snap read, do you read the safety of the corner?
Yeah, mainly look out the safety. It tells what coverage there and it gives away mainly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you ever called an audible that resulted in a touchdown?
Yeah, just check to a fade to get David Goulart in the end zone.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Mm.
if you were to throw to any receiver in history, who would it be to?
Demarius Thomas from the
Okay.
Broncos.
Oh,
Hmm.
Okay.
okay.
What is a go-to song before a game?
I like listening to country, John Party gets me nice and locked in,
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
settle.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's the biggest rival school?
I gotta say Kimball, because last year when I was a freshman, they were talking a lot. So I'm just trying to get my
Oh
get back
yeah.
from last year.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Is
Can't wait
that
to
this?
see
Together.
that one. It's
Is that
this week.
that's
Yeah,
this
I
week?
cannot wait
Yeah.
to see that this
Okay.
week.
All right.
All right. Last one. What's your favorite post-game snack or meal?
Love going to In and Out, two double
Okay.
Oh
double,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
edible style fries, and a lemonade.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I
All
like to
right.
hear.
Hey.
Hmm.
All righty. Well, thank you so much again, Brady, for
Hmm.
being on, taking time out of your, busy week.
Yes, sir.
Good luck at Kimball this week.
Hmm.
Um, and thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. All
All
righty.
right.
We'll see you, Brady.
All
All
right.
right.
I hope you all did enjoy that interview. It was really fun to be a part of. Again, thank you to Brady Brown for being a part of it.
Hmm.
And again, if you want to be on the show for this final week of football season as we move into basketball as well, hit us up. Let us know. We're gonna get you on. With that, we say thank you for watching. Share this, and we'll see you all next week. See ya.
Peace. See ya.
Yep.